How you doing, guys? My name is Aviante and welcome to the Alexander Suite. And today I want to talk about why I shoot on older cameras like the Canon 7D. So you need to practice what looks good. And what I mean by that is it's a lot easier to rely on your camera from the newer cameras that have autofocus, all the better sensors, more megapixels, and especially when it's just an overall better camera than an older one. But shooting on older cameras like the Canon 7D actually have a very special place in my heart because I was still practicing. I was still learning how to use cameras at the time. Because I did a lot of the shoots with my Canon 7D when I was still in college at film school. And I still have a lot of those old test shots, a lot of test footage, and a lot of the cool stuff that I have on my portfolio still is that I did with the 7D. Honestly, it's better to think about shooting on an older camera like a skill check, because you don't have to rely on the better sensors or having, better colors or all the new things that you can rely on with a better camera. Because when you have an older camera like the 7D, you have to really make everything matter. You can't get away with having bad composition. You definitely can't get away with having, bad mechanical skills. And by mechanical skills, I mean manual skills. It's a skill check, like I said. And it comes a certain type of mindfulness when you're using the older cameras. I'm mentioning the 7D so much because I actually have it behind me here, and it was my first camera that I ever used when I was starting my filmmaking and cinematography journey, and photography that I did with this camera as well. But it was an all-around beast of a camera, so it makes sense why I would use it for so much, right? Especially so technically, as I should say. I don't think you should use it for your main camera unless that's all you have, because when it's all you have, you gotta make it the best you have. So when you're using an older camera, I would suggest you practice what looks good. But I practice my composition, my mindfulness, my framing, and especially my colors. Because just because I think the colors are going to look good out of the camera, you never know what it's going to look like when you're going to the editing process. The editing process is a whole different demon. But I do want to talk about the stuff that I did shoot on the Canon 7D. And it works. Right, now I want to show you guys some of the examples of me using the 7D. Before I show you, mind you, I was still in film school when I took a lot of these, so it's really personal. There's a lot of stories for them, so I'm just going to be yapping and rambling when I see them. But I want to start off strong. So when I first took this photo, we were actually sitting up on the rafters. I wasn't even at eye level with the ballerina here. I was sitting up top, and I had to shoot downwards to get this photo. I was like 20 feet away from them. And there's photos of me even still wearing the 7D around my neck. And these photos were actually for the final. Remember, I took these two of a classmate while we were still in class. I gave him my guitar. I had to edit this one a good amount because we were going over the photos and I realized, like, oh crap, my guitar is really dirty. So I had to put a lot of splotches on there. I think if I were to zoom in on this photo, I could probably point them out, but I won't. Then it was, I think the final for that was we had to bring in like 3 different objects or 3 different things, and we had to photograph them. And I decided on the Coke, the guitar, and then I also photographed a person, which I had him with the guitar, so I used that for 3 of my ideas. And it didn't matter when we brought them in, we could bring them at any time. We just had to get 3 different types of photos. So I did a portrait, an object, and then I did a close-up product shot for Coke. I sell this to them still a really good photo. We were doing a class assignment, and we had to choose a painting and to recreate the lighting from that painting. And I decided that I wanted to do the painting called The Girl with the Pearl Earring. I never tried to do something easy. I didn't want to do something like really simple and, in the box. I wanted to really show that I could take a photo, even though I was using the 7D at the time. I redid these photos not too long ago on my Instagram if you want to see the finalized versions of them, I should say. And so I'm gonna let you guys judge in the comments how close I got to it. But I think I got pretty darn close, even though I did edit it a little bit. I think that was against the rules back at the time, but I wanted it to be as spot on as possible. So I even put a little bit of shine on the earring. That wasn't there in the original. If I could show you the edits, I would, but that's a long time ago. This was like 2023 or some stuff. Then while I was at work one day, I decided to take photos. I'm like, you know what? The lighting looks great. Why not I take a photo of this? And so I took a picture of my coworker while he was in his truck, and he decided to pose for me a little bit, but it turns out great. So the composition is everything is on key. It all looks good, so it all worked out fine. I did one ad that I'm really proud of on the Canon 7D, and I thought I would show you guys. So this was the ad that I did back while I was in film school. Alright, so if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like button, or you know what, demolish that like button. Go ahead and go crazy on it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, go ahead and go click on the ones below and watch the next one, and I'll see you in the next one then. Bye bye.